Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to be doing the Elecfreaks experiment number 11, Rainbow LED. I've actually never used one of these NeoPixel LEDs like this before, so I'm going to do this for the first time right along with you. So first thing I want to look at when I see this is to look on the back side and see if there's any markings. And it's telling me this pin is ground, then I've got voltage, and then something called D1, which is probably digital 1. So when I flip this over, once again, it's going to be ground, power, signal. So I'm going to grab my ground cable, make sure that gets plugged into the G column. Notice I'm grabbing a black cable to make it easy to remember. That's lined up with the G. I'm going to grab my red cable, that's going to be plugged into the V, which stands for voltage. And I've got my orange cable here, which I'm going to plug into the D1. All right, then looking at my illustration, I'm going to take the ground wire here, the black one. I'm going to plug that in the first column at the bottom here to make sure it's in column 1 so it's lined up with the ground. I'm going to take my red cable, I'm going to plug that into column number 1 up here, so that lines up with the 3 volts. And then my orange wire, that's going to be plugged into pin number 0, which is column number 2, and all that should be hooked up. Now, I haven't programmed this yet, and my USB cable is currently unplugged, so let's head over to MakeCode and let's program it. Then we'll come back to the breadboard and we'll see what happens. All right, here I am in MakeCode, and once again, this is my first time doing this, so I'm going to be figuring this out along with you as we go. So the first thing I see on start, on page number 22 of your manual, it says set item 2. So set item 2, that's going to be a variable because I need to create a variable called item. Here we go, item. That's okay. And now I have the set item 2, and I can drag that into my start loop. Now it shows here this kind of light bluish type of color box here, and there's a note on the right-hand side that you need to add the NeoPixel library from the extensions. So extensions are down here with the plus sign, and we're going to search for NeoPixel. All right, so we've got a few options to pick from here. We'll just grab the first one, it's probably the right one to grab. All right, that's adding the extension. We see now we got this NeoPixel option that wasn't there before. And NeoPixel at pin 0 with 8 LEDs. All right, so NeoPixel. And we wanted to do at pin 0. That looks like this one. So set strip is what they have. Let's drag this in. And instead of strip, we called that item. So I'm just going to delete this and switch this over to item. So set item to NeoPixel at pin 0, which we have, with 8 LEDs. So I need to switch this over to 8. And then it's also saying the RGB and GRB format, and that's what we've got there. Then after that, it says item show rainbow from 1 to 360. And once again, it's one of those kind of bluish blocks here. So set item show rainbow. Here we go. Set strip. And we're going to drop that down. Switch that over to item so it matches what we have there. And item rainbow from 1 to 360. Okay, that looks good. Then on the forever loop, it's item show. So once again, that's that light blue. Here's the show. We're going to change strip to item. And then item rotate pixels by 1. So item, shift, here's rotate. And once again, shift, change strip to item. So rotate pixels by 1. And then 100 millisecond pause. So basics, going down to pause and dropping that down there. And we see a little demo there that has the 8 LEDs. And now we can see that rotating rainbow down there. It's a different shape than what we have, but I'm going to go ahead and download this to my microbit, and we're going to switch over to the other camera and see if it worked out. All right, here I am back at my microbit, and I can see here that, yes, this is spinning around with the colors. Just one warning, I noticed when I picked this up, I touched on the backside where the other connectors were, and I just gave myself a little bit of a shock. This is only on 3 volts, so it's not going to do anything that can harm you, but just give you a heads up that even yourself, your instructor here, even got a little shock from this little device by itself. So there we go. That's the NeoPixel Rainbow. Good luck on experiment number 11.